Welcome, everyone. Her freckled face with a smile that lights up the world, in her favorite dress, she's a typical 6-year-old girl. And she's on a date with her dad in a sports bar on Sunday, twice a month unless something comes up. Chocolate milk with her fries, here's mud in your eye. She can order whatever she wants. But don't be surprised she marries a guy who loves football but never looks her in the eye. She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon. Her mama's feeling guilty. When they split, it tore her daughter apart. And she bites her tongue when she hears about him, but she knows he'll break both of their hearts. And she's on a date with her dad in a sports bar on Sunday, once a month if nothing comes up. He's watching the game on TV over her shoulder and texting his latest sweetheart. And don't be surprised she marries a guy who loves football but never looks her in the eye. She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon. A few years pass, they lose touch, and she's got a family now. But Father's Day's coming right up. She gets the courage to call him somehow. Now she's on a date with her dad in a sports bar on Sunday, once a year, so they can catch up. She's brought some pictures of his granddaughters, freckled face, and a man in her life that she loves. Why is he surprised she married a guy who loves swing sets, recitals, and easy baked pie? She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon. She's on a date with her daddy in a bar on Sunday afternoon.
Be right back.
Hi, I'm David Fraser, founder of Bunkie Life. We're in the building industry, but what we're famous for are small log cabin kits called bunkies that can be easily built in a weekend without needing any special skills, tools, or second mortgages. Ultimately, we help our clients create extra space for meaningful connection. Yes, we help our clients get a cool bunkie, but if you think it's just about the bunkie, you've already missed the point.
Really, what this is about is creating the space and time for more meaningful connection. Having a bunkie is just part of that journey.
Mary just mentioned Bunkie Life family, and I really feel like something like this and just the whole experience is we did more than just buy a bunkie.
It's not just about the space, but what happens in the space, how it enables more connection. It allows you to spend that quality time with friends and family. It allows you to be there for each other in both senses of the phrase.
Merry Christmas!
Our family realized this when we were going through a tough time. We needed our family beside us. We had created that extra space with our own bunkie in our own backyard, and we realized how truly important it is to have the whole family together. Bunkie Life is the market leader in educational videos and content as we pioneer this growing industry. Our goal is to be the go-to source for fun, friendly, and helpful advice for families, whether they buy from us or not. Our core offering is an easy to build or built for you bunkie kit. This helps our clients quickly and easily create extra space without any building experience. We're proudly a Canadian-made family business right here in Ontario. Our bunkie is often the difference between that friend or family member coming to visit or not, being there for each other or not. The reason we do this is we believe family comes first. And when it comes to being there for each other, there are no do-overs. That's one of the reasons we've partnered with Ronald McDonald House Charities in their goal of keeping families close. Because ultimately, we want to help build a world where families everywhere have a place to unite, unwind, and unplug. We've committed to donating a night's stay at a Ronald McDonald House for every bunkie we sell. Hey guys, I brought you this huge novelty check.
Oh,
Check it out.
Oh my gosh!
There you go.
David, this is incredible!
And as of the end of 2023, our team and our Bunkie Life community have been proud to donate close to $200,000. I get up every morning excited to help families create extra space for meaningful connection. Thanks so much for listening, and I can't wait to hear from you. All right, so tonight we have a really emotional show. It's going to be fantastic. I'll talk a little bit briefly before that. First of all, welcome. It'd be great to hear if you could comment below where you're tuning in from, and how would a bunkie bring you closer to what really matters most. I'd love to if you could comment that below. We got a lot of great people coming in from outside of Bay City. Mary, welcome. And we got folks saying winning a bunkie would be a tremendous gift to my wife and teen daughters, creating a special space to gather. And that's what it's all about ultimately. If you tuned in last time when we interviewed Geneva, that's really why we do this. We got some folks from Muskegon, Michigan. I don't know if you know Abby and Nick Wagonmaker, the winners from a while back. So we got people from all over. Now, we are in the middle of a Michigan contest. So we're giving a bunkie away to a lucky person from Michigan in just 4 days. So, March 21st, which is this Thursday. So if you're tuning in and you're not from Michigan, that you can still, I'm glad to have you, but this contest is for only Michiganders. And I'll talk a little bit about that. As soon as that contest closes, we have our Michigan only sale, which will run for exactly 7 days. So it's going to be awesome. So I'll explain that in a brief minute. I'll explain a little bit about the end of the contest, and maybe I'll do that right now. So as I said, the contest closes on Thursday, and for the next few days, I'll be adding new things to do to get extra chances to win. I just added a bunch this afternoon, hint, hint. So if you're in it to win it, check out the contest scoreboard page again at bunkielife.com/bunkie-contest-scoreboard. I added some cool stuff to do with Bunkie Life merchandise, all the stuff we have for sale. There's a video there about that. And then I also added another meaningful connection thing. So check it out to get some crazy extra chances to win. Okay, so let's talk about the Michigan only sale, and then I'll talk a little bit about the dream of Bunkie Life, kind of how it's progressed since even last year. And then I'll talk a little bit about why we do what we do, the why behind Bunkie Life. If we have time at the end, we'll do questions and answers as well, but I don't know if we will or not. So let's do it. This is the Michigan contest now, the Michigan sale rather, I should say. Let me just explain that. So this is our Michigan only sale, which starts as soon as the contest closes, runs for exactly a week, And we're doing some fun stuff where you can actually get an early bonus perk. So if you go to bunkielife.com/presale, that is what to do. You can fill out a few details there, and then you might just be eligible for extra bonus on top of the Michigan only sale. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, why would I order Bunkie now, Dave? It's March. I'm not worried about this till summer, spring. Well, let me explain why. Okay, first and foremost, they're awesome. All right, I'm a little bit biased. I am the guy that wears Bunkie Life literally on my sleeve, but they are awesome, and it's been corroborated by people that aren't even my mom. Secondly, you can be the first in line. So we have a Michigan shipment happening starting in the spring, summer, fall, and you can be the first of that line. You don't want to wait because, as you know, we can only make so many. We'll talk about that in a minute. Thirdly, you can avoid delays or missing out. People that wait until, let's say, May long weekend or, the summer, they're going to not necessarily be able to get the delivery right away, if at all. So don't delay on that. Fourthly, you can lock in your price. So as you know, it's impossible to predict the price of lumber. I've tried. It's impossible, but you can lock in the best price. You'll know what you're going to pay, and it won't be any higher than that. If the prices drop, you actually can potentially get a lower price, but at least you know what the ceiling is. You lock in the best price. And during the Michigan-only sale, it is the best price for Michiganders. I said it last year. It was true last year. It'll be true for this sale too. And of course, fifthly, you can be part of something bigger, which is what we're going to talk about today. So if it's something you want to take advantage of, go to bunkielife.com/presale. It takes 5 seconds to do, and then it's out of the way. You don't have to buy, but at least you know whether you're eligible for that perk or not. Okay, so we're going to talk about the dream, the world's best bunkie made right here in North America. That was the dream, and we want you to come and see how they're made, whether you're able to drive to see us. We're just about 2.5 hours from Port Huron, maybe 2 hours from the Buffalo, and maybe like 3.5 hours from Windsor, Detroit entrance. So depending where you are, we'd love to see you. And we also do virtual tours, which is probably what most of our out of local area people will do, and I'll explain that. So check us out. All right, so here's a glimpse of what you can experience when you book a tour at the Bunkie Life factory and showroom. Today, we had a wonderful girl named Michelle come in as she's been looking at a new bunkie for her family cottage. We broke down to start her situation. What is she looking for? What does her family want? And to see which bunkie might be the perfect one for her. We then gave her a glimpse into the work through the factory as we threw on some safety glasses and went and saw how the world's best bunkie is actually made right here in Rockwood, Ontario. After that, we got to show her how easy it was to really build a bunkie, showing her how the pieces go together and how it's just like building a kit of Lego, but with wood. Finally, we showed her a couple different options from the Rockwood to the Hideaway, as she got to see and experience the bunkies for herself and choose what's best for her and her family's cottage. If you'd like a similar experience, you can book your own tour at bunkielife.com/tours. I know you can physically come here to the factory if you want to see us in person, or we can do the exact same experience virtually over Zoom or FaceTime. We look forward to connecting with you either way and can't wait to meet you. Okay, so if that's something you want to do, check out bunkielife.com/tours, and goodness gracious, we'd love to host you here. Okay, so let's talk a little bit deeper about Bunkie Life's inspiration. What's the reason behind it? So a lot of people know my face. You maybe met my daughter Evie on earlier live streams, but we're a family-run business, and I'll explain exactly what that looks like. So this is why we do this. A quick little presentation for you. Okay, can everybody see that okay? Okay. All right, so as I said before, we're just a small family business. We're located in Rockwood, Ontario, just a hop, skip, and jump away from the Michigan border, in the direction of Toronto. Some things we're proud of. We've been featured on HGTV's Family Home Overhaul, CTV's Made Right Here, and then more recently, we were featured on Dragon's Den, which is kind of like the American or the Canadian version of Shanked for our American viewers. I'm the proud author of Bunkie Life Extra Space, which is a great coffee table book with our family story, which you'll hear in a bit, as well as a bunch of awesome photos of our clients' bunkies from 2020 and before, as well as their stories. We also have the Bunkie Life connection cards, and we've raised now over $200,000 for Ronald McDonald House charities, and we've completed over 11 Make-A-Wish builds. But ultimately, what we're most proud of are the successes of our Bunkie Life clients as they build extra space for meaningful connection with their families. How did it all start? Well, Carrie and I, we ran into space. We live in the country. Our parents both lived 3-4 hours away. My in-laws are from Windsor, Detroit area, and my parents still live in Petrolia, Ontario, which is close to Port Huron, Michigan. And so it became, where are we going to put mom once we had our first kid? That's a version, that's a little old photo of Evie and Carrie and I. And so we built our first bunkie in 2015. And being entrepreneurial, I put it up on Airbnb and said, what's it going to be like? Is it going to get a response? And people were flooding in. 5-star reviews all across the board. We had people all the way from Korea even come to visit us the first year. And so I built a bunch more bunkies, one with a loft, and what became the summer cabin. And all of them kept getting booked out, and people were loving it. And so we started selling it to other people. So Bunkie Life officially started in 2017 with this dream. We wanted to help create a world where families everywhere have a place to unite, unwind, and unplug. So now we're coast to coast across Canada and the US. And in 2022, the dream got even bigger. We wanted to produce the world's best bunkie right here in North America. And we successfully have started up the very first North American bunkie factory, and my wife Carrie would love to show you what it's all about. So stay tuned.
Welcome to Bunkie Life. We're so excited to take you on a tour of our factory here in Rockwood, Ontario, where the world's best bunkie is made. We take our safety really seriously, so safety glasses on for the factory portion of the tour. This is the start of the bunkie journey. The wood comes into the factory, and the first stop is that it runs through our state-of-the-art molder. Now this is what gives it that awesome double tongue and groove on each board. We're pretty particular about the wood that gets to run through our molder. So it has to have a very specific moisture content, and it is premium grade spruce. When the wood is finished with the molder, it moves over to this side of the factory where it's going to run through and be given our proprietary S-groove notch. So this is what allows the boards to interlock together. Now, this isn't a machine that you can just buy. So we had to have this completely custom made so that we can make the boards with the best interlocking corners. At this station, all the boards are cut to length. Now, that is done using our cross-cut optimizing saw. This saw means that you will have precision lengths of all the boards in your kit. In order to make the roof beams so that they slot in beautifully to your gable ends on your bunkie, again, we had to custom make machinery to do this. So this is our custom made beam machine. It's going to take the boards and it's going to help us to laminate them together and notch them and groove them so that they will fit perfectly into your gable ends. Over here is where we assemble all the doors. Now the doors and windows for your bunkie we make in-house out of wood, perfectly to match your bunkie. So this is our door station here, and you can see one of our doors being set up and ready for a bunkie. We hand make all the gables for the bunkies with notches cut out so that your roof beams will slide right into. All of the pieces for our windows and doors get made in this section here before they move over to our window assembly section. Behind me here is our window assembly section. This is where all of the components get put together to form the beautiful windows for your bunkie. They come standard with screens built in. They have beautiful black hinges and awesome black hardware. And this is where we pack the bunkies, ready to send to your door. Every single bunkie is given a batch number. And believe it or not, every layer of every bunkie is photographed for quality control so that we can ensure that there are no missing parts. Thanks so much for coming along for a tour with us of our factory here in Rockwood, Ontario. We are so excited to make your bunkie for your family.
Now, who do we help? Our motto, of course, is family first, and our clients tend to be busy, hardworking, small business owners and professionals who own a family cottage. There's other people we help, but that's, I think, probably 80% of our clients are people with that exact situation. They need basically something for their backyard or their cottage. And they have three major problems. Number one, not enough space, which can often lead to being cramped, disappointed, even embarrassed. We hear stories every week about how people wish they could have all their friends and family come, but they can't. So the family escape becomes a bone of contention. Friends and family either come for short trips or, worst of all, don't come at all. Secondly, they don't know what the possibilities are. They don't have enough information. Should we renovate our cottage or our house? Should we get a trailer? Should we get a yurt? What do we do? And most people end up doing nothing. Really, though, it's about not having enough time with the people they love the most. You see, moments of connection are incredibly rare. Our kids and our grandkids are growing up. The metaphor that always makes me feel that this is such an urgent thing to consider and make sure that I make the most of is the Skittles analogy. So if you think about all the time you'll get to spend with your kids as a package of Skittles, by the time they've turned 18, you used all of the Skittles up except 2. So that's a sobering reminder for me to make sure that we're capitalizing on and seizing every moment we have with our kids and our grandkids. So here's how we help. As you probably have noticed, we are pretty big on education and helping the people understand what their options are. We want to help guide people through their planning and their building process and be the trusted go-to source of information, whether they end up buying from us or not. We're most known, of course, for our easy-to-build Bunkie kit. Beautiful on the inside and on the outside, easily built in a weekend without needing a permit in most areas, and they're affordable enough that you don't need a second mortgage. And we also help with a large network of contractors and handy people that are willing to build the Bunkie for you if you don't have the inclination or time to do it on your own. Although everyone who's tried has succeeded. So we have a courtesy list of potential Bunkie installers who can just handle everything in about a day or two. And ultimately, though, of course, it's about quality time. And we give clients their time back with the people who matter the most. Because really, we're in the business of helping families create extra space for more meaningful connection. We also have an amazing volunteer community and the Bunkie Life for community all across North America. So there's volunteer opportunities, in-person events like our Bunkie Life factory, barbecue, and things like that. Lots of opportunities to give back. And there's a private community now of over 1,500 Bunkie Lifers all across North America. Now, of course, why do we do this is a bigger question. And I'd like to share, if I would, my family story of how we got into Bunkies, I guess, and really how our family's lives were impacted so meaningfully from Bunkies. So Carrie and I got married in 2009, and we had Evie, our first daughter, first grandkid on both sides of the family. We had her in 2013. And that was for me at least, a very smooth experience. Very, we had healthy, everyone was healthy the whole way through. Evie was born, she was a happy, healthy baby, and we were really excited about it. It was such a great time of personal growth, and the family grew, and it was awesome. So about a year and a half later, we started thinking, maybe it's time to continue that dream of having a big family. Carrie always wanted to have a big family. I come from a big family. So it was always our exciting goal to have, lots of kids. And so we started trying for a second kid. We thought it was going to be just as smooth as the first time. And right away, pretty much we lost 2 babies early, around like the 10-week mark. And when you lose one, it's kind of like, okay, it's a fluke. It happens a lot. People don't talk about this kind of thing, they tell us, but it's very common. 30% of pregnancies end in miscarriage. And so we kind of shook it off and tried again, and we lost the second one. When you lose 2 in a row around the same time, you start to think, okay, what's going on? So that's when we more seriously started talking to doctors, and they put us on kind of the common medication they'll put couples on in our situation. And then we were able to have our second daughter, Hope, who is just a wonderful 7-year-old now. And we kind of thought, okay, we've solved that issue with this medication. And so Hope was a little bit older. Evie was at this point probably 4 or 5. And so we thought, it's time. Let's have baby number 3 and continue the big family dream. And so we got pregnant. Of course, we held our breath. At this point, it was very apprehensive, and it wasn't as exciting. It was very much like, ooh. And we got to around the 10-week mark where we had lost the first two babies, and we got through the 10-week mark, and then we got to week 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we're like, we're out of the woods here. We started telling everyone, I'm buying my cigars, getting ready for the big day. And then on New Year's Day 2018, we found out there was no heartbeat. And that night I was scheduled to play a wedding. This is back when I was performing full time. I was scheduled to play a wedding, and I had to go and pretend to be super happy with this couple and do my best to serve them and entertain them and their family on a joyous day for them. But our family life was just chaos. And the doctors, couldn't find a reason why. It was really, really hard to go through. And a lot of people are saying, well, maybe, they always point to the two kids you have. Oh, the two kids you have are great. And which we agree, I just felt like we were wanting to have more children and grieving that process. So we decided to try again. And then in July of that year, we lost baby number 4 at around the 16-week mark as well. And that was a very hard year. We were just starting Bunkie Life, so I was trying my best to do that. We were still running the wedding entertainment company, and trying to keep that going, and going through just a lot personally. And through that experience, we realized how important family is. Having Carrie's parents drop everything, come to see us, and my parents as well, made such a difference in us getting through those really tough times. And if you've kind of followed our story, we decided that we would try again one more time. And it was kind of a Hail Mary. And during that time, my wife was reading a lot of medical journals and trying to Google her own symptoms and things, and kind of discovered there's this little tiny study with just 11 people in it. And my symptoms kind of matched this. So she wrote her doctors. At this point, we were seeing specialists in Toronto, Mount Sinai. And they were all, 3 or 4 specialists were kind of weighing in on our situation and her health and what could be causing this. They couldn't find a definitive answer, but Carrie said, what if we try for this? And there was a genetic test that she could take to determine if she has this particular gene. She tested positive for it, and then they did a sample, and they said, oh yeah, you actually have this condition. Essential thrombocythemia. If you're a nerd, that's what it is. Basically, it means your blood can sometimes clot a little bit too much. And so we were pregnant for our third time, we were pregnant again. So we lost 2, and we were pregnant for number 3, if you think of it that way. And she discovered this whole situation, got all this done, and then it kind of felt like, oh, we got to save this baby. And so she got this medication. It was very expensive. Got this medication, started taking it, and we got to the 10-week mark. And then she kept taking the medication. She got to the 16-week mark where we lost the last 2. And we got through that. And in January of 2020, right before the world ended, we had Declan, our little, now 4-year-old, and our third daughter. And, we were just absolutely thrilled to have her. And she's been our fieriest child, but we love her. And then we, through that experience, and I shared that on Dragon's Den. I started sharing it publicly, and people were sending me emails about, thank you for sharing that story. So I owe it to you to continue to share that story. While we were in the hospital with Declan when she was first born, I had the opportunity to kind of go up and down the elevator and go get stuff for Carrie and stuff. And I ran into another guy who was also there at the hospital it was a high risk pregnancy kind of situation. And he was telling me about how his wife had been there with his premature baby for like months. And they'd been staying at Ronald McDonald House. And throughout this entire time, we were so fortunate that we had our family come alongside us. They were able to come and stay in the bunkie in our backyard, or we would stay sometimes in the bunkie, and they would stay in our house and look after the kids. And the importance of having family in those kind of times, and having friends, close friends come alongside is just so huge. So to continue the story, so we had Declan in 2020, and we really honestly thought we'd solve this. And so during COVID, we had our son Owen, took the same medication the exact same way, and he's a happy, healthy baby. He's now 1.5. And so we're kind of under the impression at that point, okay, we've got this solved, right? And so Owen had turned 1, and we thought, I know it's a little bit crazy. I know everyone thinks we're probably done, but what if we try for number 5? Which I know in 2024 now, that sounds insane, to have 5 kids. It's not the norm, but going through all these hard times and getting so many emails from people just like our Bunkie Life community of like, just the most heartbreaking stories. And my heart goes out to every single person that's written in. I felt like we had the opportunity, and we wanted to fulfill our dream of having a big family. And we thought, if we've had this opportunity, if we've solved this problem, so many couples never know why these miscarriages keep happening to them. And we think we know why, and got this medication and stuff. So in 2023, we found out we were pregnant again. And we found out it would be a boy. So Owen would have a little brother. We were so excited. And this past summer, we went for the first ultrasound, which was around the 10-week mark, and we heard the heartbeat, which was like one of those like really hard, hold your breath kind of moments. And then we were still very apprehensive to tell anyone, still obviously very scared. And then just a few weeks later, she went in for another ultrasound, and there was no heartbeat. And of course, like all these things, it's hard to know why this is happening, of course, and no one really has a solid answer. And the reality is, we were fortunate enough to have 4 kids, of course, and people will tell us that, and believe me, we appreciate our 4 kids so much. And we're at a real crossroads. I'm turning 40 next year, or this year. I'm turning 40 this year. Carrie's going to be 39 this year. So it's possible that that 4 is where we'll be. And I'm just so fortunate that we have the kids we do have, and the kids have a support network with their grandparents and with their extended family and with our friends as well, because we had so many great friends come alongside us. And so the reason I tell this story, of course, is that we were so blessed to have an opportunity where we could have family come close during the hardest time of our life. So there's seasons of hardship throughout this whole story. The hardest probably being 2018. We lost 2 babies really far along. And we were so fortunate that because we shared our story, people shared their story with us. And some really close friends that had lost 6 babies, and then finally had their 1 daughter. I was at probably the lowest point, and I was talking to my friend, and he was saying, you have an opportunity here. As much as it hurts and it's horrible, you have an opportunity. And the reality is, the babies that you've lost, and they can't be here. And what would they say to you if they were? Which I thought was interesting. And he said, if they could, do you think they'd say, David, you got to give up, right? You've got to lay in the grave with us. Or do you think they would say, we can't be there with you, with your sisters. We can't comfort mom. We can't feel the sunshine in our face. And we can't feel the warmth of the sun. We're not going to grow up. But you can help comfort mommy. You can help our sisters grow up. And you can help turn what happened to us into something good. You can help redeem what happened into something good. And so that's what we've chosen to do with our business and with our story. So that's the reason behind why Bunkie Life does what we do. For the Ronald McDonald House, because we realized this little bunkie up on a hill was a lot more than just a cool structure, that I rented out for money on Airbnb sometimes. It was a bridge between our family being able to come and stay with us and be alongside us, really be with us, or not. And so that's why, for us, it's not just about making a great bunkie for people and making it in Canada, which is we're super excited about. But it's about making it for people that all have their own stories and their own struggles and their own reasons they just want to connect with each other. I've been reading a book called Family Board Meeting. I'm trying to apply what it says, and it's a boring title for a book, but the idea of the book is we have 18 summers with our kids. If we're lucky, if we're blessed enough that we're around for 18 summers. We have 18 summers with our kids. And then they're off and they're grown up and they're out and they're with their families and it's a different dynamic. So the moments we can have with them while they're here, while we're here, we have to grab them, right? We have to absolutely enjoy them, honor them. And for us, if the bunkie is just a small part of that picture of if the bunkie helps a family get closer in any way to appreciate the time that we have with each other, that makes it all worthwhile, right? Of course, for every bunkie we sell, we donate a night stay to Ronald McDonald House so that they can achieve their goal of helping keep families close. Families that are going through an absolute horrific experience in a lot of cases. I got to go to the Ottawa chapter in December and meet some of the families and meet the people that run the place and the volunteers. And I got to go to the one in Hamilton as well. Meet the whole gang there. And they really, really go out of their way to make sure people feel like they have a home, they have a safe place they can go while they're out battling really incredible hard things that I can't even imagine. And so, I tell you all this just to encourage you that, you don't need a bunkie to connect to your family. You can do that today. You have 18 summers with your kids and with your grandkids. And then that's the first part. And then secondly, if something about our story resonates with you, I would absolutely love to invite you to participate with us. So there's a number of ways to do that. We have, every year we do a campaign to give, and I'll explain that in a minute. We give directly to Ronald McDonald House, and you can do the same. I'll invite you to do that. As I said earlier, if you buy a bunkie, we pledge to donate a night stay, and usually in the course of the year, that adds up to quite a bit. And then, of course, the book and the connection cards, the book back there, but the Bunkie Life book and the Bunkie Life connection cards, all the money we make from those smaller items, we just donate to Ronald McDonald House too. So I just want to invite you to consider all those options if what we've done and our story has inspired you or motivated you. I'm inspired as much by you as you are, hopefully, by what we're trying to do. So I just appreciate you taking the time to listen to our story, and thank you for supporting us. I know there's people that have been following us for years and sharing our story with other people, and I just want to let you know it means a lot to Carrie and I and the whole team. So, like I said earlier, if it makes sense, if the bunkie is going to be a bridge for you and your family, buy a bunkie, buy a book or some cards, or just donate to Ronald McDonald House. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. If you have $2 in your pocket and you can spare it, that's fine. It's not about how much, it's about where your heart's at and what you can do. So that's as much as as I want to get into tonight emotionally, but I appreciate you taking the time to listen. And just so you know, here's kind of a conclusion of the family, all the people I've been talking about. So there's Evie, and Owen, and myself, and Carrie, and Hope, and Declan. So, yeah, that's kind of our story and why we do this. Now, if at all, here's the call to action, I guess I'll say. Okay, so if it is something you want to participate with us, you can email me, david@bunkielife.com, with the subject Bunkie Life Gives. And I'd love if you could just grab a screen capture or just, in some way share how you've been inspired. So let me just explain that. So maybe what I'll do, actually, I filmed a video back in January of me actually like going through the donation process. If you want to do that. So first of all, if you want to buy a bunkie, or I found the book. If you want to buy a book or all the above, just email me, david@bunkielife.com, subject line Bunkie Life Gives, and we'll sort you out. But I'm actually going to go and show you how to donate. It's really simple. It should take 2 minutes. And then if you could comment in the comments below, Bunkie Life Gives, that'd be fantastic. We had a goal last year of raising, I think it was $3,500. And the year before we did like around $3,000. But if you check it out, you might be pleasantly surprised. I did this call to action back in January, and it was amazing. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to donate, but if you're thinking about doing a bunkie or other smaller items, email me directly. Okay. Let me show you how to give directly to Ronald McDonald House. All right. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how to donate. So I'll just do it together. So we're going to go here to bunkielife.com, and then type in /give or gives, and it should take you right to the newest fundraiser, the Ronald McDonald House Bunkie Life Gives 2024 campaign. And so I'll be the first donator. Pretty excited about that. So you're going to go here. You can read more about it. More importantly, click donate to this campaign. That'll take you right here. So I'm going to do a one-time one, honor of my wife, Carrie. Sure, send me a card. No, don't send me a card. I'm going to do 168 for an overnight stay. You can do anything you want. I could do $1. It's totally fine. Totally doable. I'm going to do a little more. Designate this gift to a local program or fundraiser. So yes, I'm going to say fundraiser, Bunkie Life Gives 2024 campaign. And yes, I'd like to leave a comment. Bunkie Life rocks. Okay, so I'm going to say this is, I'm going to say it's a personal donation. David Fraser. I'm not going to type my cell phone in there, but you get the idea. The address of the factory. Actually, maybe we'll say it's a business donation because it is. Excuse me. So Bunkie Life, David Fraser, Rockwood, Ontario, in Canada, postal code KO. I'm going to type my credit card details here. I might just pause the video quickly while I do that, and then continue. So then all your details are here, Bunkie Life Inc., etc. And I'm just going to click I'm not a robot, and then boom. It's that easy. Thank you for keeping your... So that's all there is to it. And then I think if you go to bunkielife.com/gives, it'll come up and hopefully show the actual donation. Yeah, there it is, $168. So let's see what we can do. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's kind of the process. If you want to do that with me tonight, with other Bunkie Lifers from all across North America, man, it'd be fantastic. And I just noticed that Cindy Mills has already commented, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you, Cindy Mills. So if you comment that, you're committing to at least donating $1 to Ronald McDonald House, and I'll celebrate that with you. Thank you, Cindy Mills. So if it's something you want to do with us, you can comment Bunkie Life Gives in the comments, and yeah, I would super appreciate it. I know it really does go to a good cause. I've been to 3 of the Ronald McDonald House chapters now. They're all incredibly different, but they all are incredibly focused on helping families through a tragically tough time for everyone involved. And so you can do some good in the world. So if we've inspired you in any way tonight with our story, then this is the way to respond. Okay, people are saying, love this idea. Check out Ministry Lights Team for Moms. You guys are amazing. Ronald McDonald has such a wonderful place. Our family has had to stay there as well. Okay, well, thanks for sharing that, Carol. Oh, Carol Fritz also says Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. That's amazing. B Kane 1209 says, thank you for all you do. Appreciate that, B Kane. And that was pretty much all I wanted to say. I got it off my chest. Feel better. Feel some catharsis. And feel free to, if you have any other things, you can always email me, like I said, at david@bunkielife.com. And the subject line, Bunkie Life Gives. We're gonna hopefully give the results. I forgot to mention as well, maybe I'll add this. We've got one more live stream before the end of the contest. So this Tuesday, I'll be doing a little presentation on how to earn extra income from Bunkie. So tune in that. It's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It'll be here on the Facebook and the YouTube and all the wherever you're streaming it from. It'll be there. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to our story. Susan Frank says, I really enjoyed hearing about your mission. Well, that's great. Thanks, Susan. Jeffrey says, the Ronald McDonald House of Mid-Michigan and Lansing is a great help in our area. Done business media interviews with them in the past for their Run for the House fundraisers. Awesome. Thanks, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. Oh, Chris says, Bunkie Life Gives. I have 9 bros and 6 sisters. Whoa, that's a huge family. Good for you. That's awesome. And thank you so much for that. That's great. So, very excited to see what we can do this year. So, Nicole says, similarities I've discovered from watching all your lives. My husband is David, and we have an Evie born in 2013. Also, 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy. Wow, that is shockingly similar, Nicole. That's awesome. Is your boy your youngest or no? I'm curious. Evie was born in 2013. That is crazy. That's our Evie too. Now, is your Evie actually Evie, or is she like Evelyn? Because our Evie is actually Evie, i.e. that's her name. Glass of water there. Okay. Awesome. If anybody was commenting earlier, I kind of turned off. I didn't look at the comments while I was telling that story. I might have missed some comments back in the day. Brenda says, right on, family is everything, is a reality, not an expression, not a saying. It is the way. Love thinking about the years we actually have to spend summer with our kids and how limited they are. Mine are grown, now we're into the grandchildren. That's great. Make a moment of those too. So can I go to the website to give? Yes, and if you're ready to give, just go to bunkielife.com/ let me type this out. bunkielife.com/gives. That's it'll just auto forward you to Ronald McDonald House, and you can give there directly if you haven't already. Someone said, I had to use Ronald McDonald House in Grand Rapids, Michigan when my youngest had cancer as a baby. Oh my goodness, that's a lot to deal with. How is your youngest? My boy is the second. Everly is her name, and we pronounce Eve. Okay, cool. Evie? Like Evie. Everly. I like that name. That's a really nice name. Facebook user says, Bunkie Life Gives. Thank you. That's great. My husband's name is David, and I have an Evie too, short for Evangeline. That's awesome. I love that name. 4 kids, and I have 3 boys and a girl. That's great. Melissa Cole says, your business is very inspiring. Thank you, Melissa. Time runs. That is true. Thanks for sharing your whole story tonight. I had heard bits of it in your dragons video. So touching. We had lost a boy at 12 weeks long. The way between 2 girls. Yep, time goes quick. Sorry for your loss, Jeffrey. That's hard. He's 24 and cancer-free. Thank you. Great to hear that. That is huge. That was, I think, reference to the earlier post. Thank you for sharing. You can see all the love in your family picture. God bless you. Thank you so much. Living in Chutopia. Okay. Okay. Well, if no one else has any other comments, I might wrap things up tonight a little tiny bit early. But like I said, Tuesday night, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the last live stream before the big one, which is the contest finale. We're announce the winner live. So both live streams are at 8 p.m. So it's 8 p.m. this Tuesday and 8 p.m. this Thursday. I'll announce the winner. And then, of course, our Michigan only sale begins. Check that out. And if you were moved tonight, if it touched your soul, go to bunkielife.com/gives and you can give directly to Ronald McDonald House. And I'll try to report on what the results were. Pretty excited to see what we can do together. Eric says, we struggle with infertility and now 5 kids. Great for you. You're right that people don't talk about it much. Thank you for sharing. We also just used RMHC when our son was in the hospital. And we just put a deposit on 2 bunkies. Wow. Awesome, Eric. Can't wait to put them together. Great. Fantastic. Looking forward to having you as a client. We need more amazing families and companies like yours in the world. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, well, we'll see you Tuesday night. If you have any other questions, you can always email me, david@bunkielife.com. If you got any last-minute things before the end of the contest, if you're thinking about, is this the right fit for me, email us, book a virtual tour, whatever you got to do. We have a really good team of people that would love to chat with you about any of the above. And I also added a few things to the contest scoreboard tonight. So if you're trying to get a few extra chances to win, check out the contest scoreboard. There's a couple new things that just got added, and they're all pretty cool. So, thank you so much. Someone said, what is the code word for tonight? Okay, the code word tonight is family. Okay, code word is family, and we'll see you again on Tuesday night. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.